It was a couple years ago that I took a leap of faith and I quit my job and I trusted only Jesus. And it was a moment of uncertainty because I guess you can say God showed up when I least expected it. And the places that I might have felt weak in, and that I still might feel those in, God showed up and showed that God is stronger than any of my weaknesses, and just reminded me of the very creative things that I enjoyed, and I just continued to to run even when I couldn't see, to run even when I didn't know, um, when it felt like the world was caving in. It just felt like Jesus was the only thing, God was the only thing that I could cling. And through those things, God was just showing up. God was showing up and showing me that I could trust in Jesus, to trust in God, trust that I could get through the different things, and that one by one I was just kind of overcoming different things that used to that used to put fear within, and instead of having this fearfulness, I started to feel bold in those areas because God was just allowing me to conquer those things one by one, and in conquering those things one by one, I started to see that, wow, I really could trust Jesus. Like, there were moments where I might have been in a situation such as this, and I might have done this or might not have done this. And when I actually went forward in it, it just kind of gave me this moment of believing that God is who God says that God is, and that if I could trust any person, I can trust Jesus. I can trust God to get me through situations of uncertainties, and that in those situations that it was God that got me through and was building up my faith in those areas, and just showing me that the plans that God has are plans that are good and that are not harmful, plans that are prosperous, plans that are amazing. And that was what I'm hoping to encourage you with, is that in the building of your faith, that you begin to run the race that God gave you, and that in those things that God will show you that you could get encouraged, and that you can have boldness, that you are bold, that you are courageous, and that you can step out in faith, and that in those moments of stepping out in faith, that you're bold as a lion, and that you can conquer anything. And when you conquer anything, it just shows that you're no longer who the weak person that others might have thought you were, or that you might have thought you were. And not because you're this strong person, it's just because God allows strength to get built in a moment over a period of moments, And when you have that building of strength, that knowing that it's only because of God that you have those moments of strength. It's only because of God that you've endured and that you've become courageous and that you've become confident. It's not just say that like, oh, I trust in such and such. It's more to say that I believe in what God says. I believe in those things. I know that God has got me through such and such. So I know that God can meet me where I am. And I hope that you are encouraged and that you know that you're bold and that you're courageous and that you're more than a conqueror.